Hey Buns, so today I just wanted to talk about what are some of my favorite ways to level a new character. This isn't exactly meant to be a guide, it's just me kind of like going through some stuff that I think is basic, like that I would like you to know if you're embarking on the leveling journey now. So first of all, if it's your first character, you gotta do the main story quest first. Like, please prioritize main story quest, class and job quest. That is your number one priority above all else. Don't even think about any of this other crap that I'm suggesting unless you handle your main story quest and class and job quest first. Unless you just like really need a break from it.
And I would understand that. Anyone could use a break from this idiot.
If you're low level, I would say that the hunt log is a pretty good place to start. You can do these, as you can see, they're here for each class. And I found this really enjoyable to do. This is one of my favorite things to do in the game, and I wish that there were more. Like, I wish the hunting log was a weekly thing that would change every weekend, like you could do for higher level stuff. I guess the new version for hunt log at higher levels is clan hunt marks, which I'll get to in a second. But before I do, just wanted to say, if you're low level, hunting log is awesome. It's really good XP, and you'll want to do your Grand Company hunt log as well. Like, you will have to do that to rank up in your Grand Company to get promoted. Which you are definitely going to want to do for other reasons that I'll also get to in a second. There's an important reason why you would want to be ranked up in your Grand Company. Do not ignore your Grand Company.
I don't know how much longer you want them to call you a flame private. That sounds uncomfortable.
GUILDHESTs are actually pretty good, especially if you are around the level of the GUILDHEST and if you have the completion bonus. So if you see where it says completion bonus and like a big extra chunk of XP, you can only get that completion bonus one time per job, per class. GUILDHESTs do not take very long at all to do. And if you have challenge log unlocked, there's a challenge log entry for GUILDHESTs as well, so even more XP. And by the way, while you're in a GUILDHEST, maybe listen to what the NPCs are yelling at you, because a lot of them have these like little gimmicky mechanics, and if you're not paying attention, these things will last 1,000 years. Like, just have a little bit of awareness when you're in there, okay? Like, they're easy, but please stop killing the gill turtle. That's all I'm saying. Stop killing the gill turtle. You just want to put him to sleep. Pay attention. I don't want you to fail at the first turtle. I want to talk about the hunt bills that are posted. These are like bounty posters that you've seen from old Western movies, like wanted, reward, though definitely not dead or alive. Like, you need to kill them. Dead for sure. You'll need to unlock this hunt system by doing a quest in near your Grand Company. I think it's called Let the Hunt Begin. You'll need to do that quest. There are some hunt bills posted at your Grand Company, like on the wall there, but they kind of suck because they don't give any additional XP. So, I mean, you can pick them up if you want, but I don't really pay attention to them. What I do pay attention to is the hunt bills posted in Ishgard, and in Stormblood and in Shadowbringers.
You fancy trying your hand at the hunt, do you? Well, if ATN reckons you're up to it, it isn't for an old man like me to say.
Okay, so you do this quest. Let the clan hunt begin. Complete. Bam. I can now take bills for these. So I'm going to do that right now. Pull it out of my inventory. And basically it gives me targets that I need to go hunt down for XP and Centurio seals. One of those good things to do in the DPS queue for sure. Oh, but before I move on from hunts, I also want to mention this website called FFXIV huntspath.com. So if you're leveling from 70 to 80 and you got your Shadowbringers clan hunt marks, there's a website here. Like, basically you put in which hunt marks you have for the day, search, and it gives you an optimized guide on like where you need to teleport to and what path you need to take to get to do this in the most efficient way possible, which is really awesome. Okay, so next, besides hunts, beast tribe quests are a fantastic way to get some extra XP, and it's one of my favorite ways because, again, something that also will get you mounts and pets and other goodies. I think that the Realm Reborn beast tribe quests do not sync with your level. I think that only happens in Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. They're definitely provide a solid bit of XP. It's worth doing. I think that the Heavensward Beast Tribe quests do give you a little bit less XP than the Stormblood ones, and the Stormblood ones would give you less than Shadowbringers, which are like super, super good. The Pixie Beast Tribe quests, if you watch my streams, you see me do those almost every single day. The XP is amazing for the Pixie Beast Tribe quests, so make sure you do your Beast Tribe quests. Also, Fates. Especially, I would say doing Fates for the purpose of the challenge log. Doing these two right here in your Fate and in your Fate 2, making sure you get those with your Chocobo out. Level your Chocobo at the same time. If you are in Shadowbringer zones, Shadowbringers added a new system of gemstones so that whenever you kill a bunch of Fates in each zone, you get ranking up here. And you'll get gemstones, and you can turn in the gemstones for different rewards as well. So basically just to give you a little bit more incentive to do the Fates for each zone. I guess they wanted to tempt Fate with that. Anyways, probably one of my favorite ways to level up to level 60 is the Squadron Command missions. Squadron Command missions are freaking amazing. I think they're ridiculously overpowered. But in order to unlock them, you do need to be second lieutenant in your Grand Company. So that's what I was talking about earlier with like doing the hunt logs and doing the Grand Company part of the hunt logs. You'll have to clear all that out before they will promote you at all. And you need to get promoted to get your squadron. And then, that's not all though. Once you get your squadron, then you need to rank up the squadron itself to rank 2, I think, before you can even go out on the command missions. And the more you level up the little dudes in there, in my case, it's actually little dudes because I have all Lalafell squadron. Well, there's one Elizin in my squadron because she's like a chaperone. Okay, I'm not about to leave a bunch of Lalafells unattended in my barracks. Like I'm not crazy. I love squadron command missions, especially if you set the DPS as archers. They're just like ridiculously OP. And I usually will level that way up to 60, though I would not recommend that you do the level 50 dungeons, like the level 50 hard mode dungeons. Basically anything past the vault, I do not do with the squadron. I will just keep running the vault until level 60, or you could, of course, do other stuff. You could do Palace of the Dead, but I'll get to Palace of the Dead in a second. I just wanted to really emphasize that Squadron Command missions are freaking awesome because it's AI. It's completely AI party. You will sometimes have to like tell them where to go, when to like go forward and when to retreat. Like I think there's a part in there's a dungeon with a big eyeball man, the observer, the this googly eye guy. What is it? Oh, crap, I'm gonna have to Google this. Okay. Big eye boss. Okay, Zemael Darkhold. Thanks, Google. I actually typed in big eye boss in Final Fantasy 14 and I got the correct result. So anyway, Zemael Darkhold, if you go there with your squadron, there's a part where you have to be near the crystals in order to actually do damage to the boss. But the crystals go dim and then you have to like run across the arena to the other crystals. And they're too dumb to know that they need to do that. So you have to like run to the other crystals and then like tell your squadron to retreat to come near you. But I mean, come on, you can use your common sense to figure this out. It's not a big deal. It's just something to keep in mind. For boss fights, you usually cannot be completely AFK. But for most of the dungeon, you can pretty much be watching Netflix while the squadron does all the work, which is pretty fantastic. In fact, it's so good that it makes me wonder. Like once I realized how good it was, I started to question why they would add it, because once you have your squadron command and you have them ranked up, and by the way, when these little dudes rank up, they do more and more damage. There's no incentive for you to do low level dungeons with other real humans. Again, really, like why would you do that? Kidding. I'll rest my point. I'll rest my case on squadron commanders. So squadron command missions, I love that. Awesome. Roulettes, obviously, you're gonna want to do your leveling roulette at least, or do your main story roulette if you can sit through it. If you have like Animal Crossing, you can play on your Switch during all the cutscenes that are unskippable. It's extremely good XP. It is worth sitting through the cutscenes, but just for your own sanity, I would recommend that you have some plan B, like have TV on, maybe start knitting. You could do some crochet, learn a new hobby while you're sitting there trying to figure out if you believe in Eorzea or not. Highest level dungeon available to you, another great way to get XP, and probably one of the better ways to actually level, where you will actually be playing and learning your job and getting used to dodging mechanics in a more normal fashion. So it's worth doing those, especially, again, back to the challenge log for this battles section. Feeling lucky and dungeon master. These are super important. You're going to want to do these every week. Do not let a week go by where you don't do these if you're trying to level a job. Feeling lucky and dungeon master. Also, by the way, exercising the right, vote 5 times in player commendation. It's easy. It's easy, like 1,000,000 XP for my current Black Mage at level 74. Trust is an option. Trust is basically the worst version of Squadron Command missions in that they realized how ridiculously overpowered that the Squadron Command missions were. And they were like, maybe make it like less good than that. Like maybe we should still incentivize people to play the game with other humans in this MMO game that we've created. So the problem with Trust, of course, is that it will take you 30 minutes to finish a dungeon. But obviously, if you are a TPS player and you have like a 15, 20, or even like horrible case scenario, 30-minute queue, it's going to be better for you to just go with the Trust over and over than wait 15 minutes. I mean, if you're going to spend the 15 minutes waiting, doing absolutely nothing, then maybe it would be better to just do the Trust. So I don't know. That's very personal. That's going to depend on your DPS queue and what else you feel like doing. But Trust has the benefit of, because this is AI, it's a great way to practice your rotation at a higher level because it's 70 to 80. I think it's 71 to 80. So it's going to be a really safe way for you to get used to your job, or even if you're on a new role like tank or healer, you can do that in a really non-threatening manner. PvP is an option. There's the PvP daily roulette, which I would definitely recommend. It's very good XP, at least for the daily challenge. But another thing I should tell you, pro tip, someone told me recently that I didn't know about, was that you can actually queue for PvP, which you only need level 30 to do PvP at all. You can queue for a PvP match as the job that you need XP on. Get in. Switch to the job that you are good at or like normally play, and then when you leave you'll still get the XP on the job that you queued in on. So is this going to help you get better at your job? No, it's not. But I'm just saying, maybe you're trying to level a job you don't really like that much, like I'm not going to list any. I don't want maybe you're trying to level a job you don't really care about playing, just for the Amuro amount, which is the amount you get for all jobs, battle jobs at 80. PvP is a way that you could actually level it without really playing it. That sounds like terrible advice, but I feel like I should share it at least. So I know like kind of the elephant in the room right now is probably Deep Dungeon, because I glossed over it a bit. Here's the problem with Deep Dungeon. I've leveled a few jobs in Deep Dungeon where I know Life to Deep Dungeon. And if you know Life to Deep Dungeon, because the queues are usually very, very quick, you will level very quickly. But at what cost? I'll tell you what cost. You're not going to want to play the job anymore. You're not going to want to play the job at all after you get max level. Like, I did a video a couple videos back about skips. And I was like, man, hey, watch out about using those job skips, because when you use the job skip, you're not going to know how to play the job. But guess what? If you level in Deep Dungeon, you're not going to know how to play the job either. That's what happened to me with Summoner. I leveled Summoner in Deep Dungeon. And by the time I got to max level, it was like I had boosted to 80. Like I had no idea what was happening, what I was doing at all. Like I had to spend weeks, like, I mean, obviously not hours a day every week, but like maybe an hour whenever I got free time, for weeks trying to understand this rotation. Whoa. And I, not only that,
But after I had first gotten 80 with spamming nothing but Deep Dungeon, and I mean Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High, after I'd first gotten to 80, I did not want to play this job at all anymore. I was so sick of it. I did the same thing with Dark Knight, because I just don't learn, apparently. But I had to take like months away from those jobs after I got them to level 80, because after spamming Deep Dungeon, I hated them. So anyway, you see my point. You won't learn the job, and you will hate the job probably. I'm not saying you absolutely will, but at least in my case, that was true for me. It's good to do it here and there, but someone gave me the good advice of, if you're about to level, like if you're very close to your next level, then go into Deep Dungeon. And I think that's solid. I think it's a really good way to throttle your time in there and to not overdo it. I would love to hear from you. What are some of your favorite ways to level, or most hated ways? Were you actually able to ever just grind out Palace of the Dead or Heaven on High and it did not drive you insane? If so, what is your secret? Please tell us how you did that in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please consider supporting the channel on Patreon or on Twitch. You can also support the channel for free by clicking the subscribe button or sharing this video with your fellow warriors of darkness. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.